The neighborhood convenience trap. Ever walk into your neighborhood express store or local pharmacy just to grab 3 basic items for dinner and find yourself staring at a self-checkout screen reading $35. You walk out shaking your head, blaming inflation, and feeling a vague sense of guilt for not driving to the big suburban supermarket. You assume that extra 10 spot you just burned is simply the fair price of convenience. It is not. You are being systematically, legally fleeced by corporations that have mastered the art of the neighborhood markup. If you are tired of watching your hard-earned money evaporate on everyday essentials, pay close attention. Over the next few minutes, you will find out how major retail chains quietly rebrand stores overnight specifically to hike prices on thousands of identical items. I will show you the exact laboratory data and federal watchdogs proving that neighborhood mini-marts are deliberately wiping the cheapest budget brands from their shelves to force you into buying premium alternatives. We will look at how your loyalty app might actually be anchoring you to an artificially inflated baseline. Most importantly, the most shocking revelation comes near the end of our investigation, where we expose how a massive rapid delivery service hides double compounded markups underneath its standard delivery fees. By the time we are done, you will know more about the corporate retail matrix than 90% of shoppers, and you will know exactly where to take your business instead, the invisible architecture of the shelf. Before we name the specific culprits sitting on your local street corners, we need to understand the hidden mechanics of how these downsized neighborhood stores actually operate. Think of a standard suburban big-box supermarket like a massive cargo plane. It has the space to carry everything from bulk economy flour to premium organic imported cheese. Because its footprint is massive, it can afford to make tiny profit margins on basic items because it sells them in massive industrial volumes. When a major retailer shrinks that giant supercenter down into a compact neighborhood express or urban format, the entire economic physics engine changes. Suddenly, the store is no longer a cargo plane. It is a premium boutique hotel gift shop. Space is at an absolute premium, and every square inch of shelving has to fight for its life to justify its existence to corporate headquarters. To survive, the industry relies on a brutal calculation called revenue per square foot. Whole foods, raw cooking ingredients, and basic budget staples like plain pasta or canned tomatoes take up a lot of room and yield razor-thin profit margins. Ultra-processed snacks, sugary sodas, branded chocolates, and colorful single-serve convenience meals take up very little space and carry massive, eye-watering profit margins. The industry jargon for this is product optimization, but for your wallet, it is a deliberate ambush. The corporate trick is to engineer a retail environment where your natural human instincts are weaponized against you. They know you popped in because you are tired, busy, or do not have a car to drive 3 miles down the highway. By restructuring the layout to hide the few affordable staples left and packing the eye-level shelves with high-margin items, they subtly guide your hand toward choices that maximize their bottom line, not your nutrition or your budget. It is a highly optimized extraction machine disguised as a friendly neighborhood resource, and the house always wins unless you know how the game is rigged. Unmasking the local neighborhood culprits, let us talk about the specific corporations turning convenience into a predatory art form right in your own backyard. We start with CVS Pharmacy. Belonging to CVS Health, this ubiquitous red-fronted pharmacy chain has carefully cultivated an image as America's trusted healthcare partner. It is the place you go for prescriptions, flu shots, and a quick gallon of milk. But under that sterile, caring facade lies an aggressive convenience premium. A comprehensive 2024 pricing investigation by consumer advocacy groups revealed that basic grocery staples like milk, cereal, and peanut butter cost up to 40% more at a neighborhood CVS than at a standard grocery store like Kroger or regional equivalents. If you break it down to cost per serving, buying a standard box of Cheerios here is like treating cereal as a luxury import. Real consumers on platforms like Trustpilot routinely vent about the sticker shock at the checkout, with one shopper noting they paid nearly $7 for a small jar of mayonnaise that cost $3 at Walmart. CVS hooks you with the convenience of a street corner location and then charges a premium that turns your basic grocery top-up into an accidental luxury spend. You are paying a penalty for staying local, wrapped in a comforting corporate healthcare blanket. If you already feel like checking your own kitchen shelf, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Because the pricing mechanics only get harsher from here. Moving further up the ladder of corporate decision, let us look at Target and their downsized urban footprint, TargetExpress. Target is celebrated for its chic, middle-class aesthetic, the place where you willingly spend $100 when you only went in for paper towels. But when Target began rolling out its small format urban stores across major American cities, they executed a silent, calculated shift. Independent price tracking audits across major metro areas documented that these small format stores frequently feature elevated baselines across thousands of everyday items compared to the sprawling suburban Target supercenters just a few miles away. Real consumers across Reddit's financial forums have posted side-by-side app comparisons showing that a bag of Good & Gather frozen fruit or a multi-pack of sparkling water can carry an immediate markup simply because the store footprint is compact. The corporate excuse is always higher urban real estate costs, but the reality is a lack of price transparency that catches city dwellers off guard. It is the classic Target experience, engineered to drain your wallet even faster by removing the budget-conscious guardrails. Now let us talk about the most trusted, most expansive grocery giant in America, Walmart and their localized Walmart neighborhood market format. Owned by the world's largest retailer, these mid-sized supermarkets were launched with the explicit promise of bringing Walmart's legendary everyday low prices directly into the heart of residential communities. It is a brilliant image, but federal watchdogs and independent consumer groups have pulled back the curtain on how these local markets actually structure their inventory. While they do feature lower prices than a typical corner bodega, an exhaustive inventory analysis revealed a highly calculated practice: the systematic exclusion of great value budget tier products. In a massive suburban Walmart supercenter, you are greeted with rows of bottom shelf, ultra low-cost generic options. At the neighborhood market, those thin-margin entry-level items are quietly swapped out for mid-tier or premium national brands. The competition and markets authority concepts apply directly here to the U.S. retail landscape. When shelf space is tight, corporations eliminate the cheapest products to force you into a higher spending bracket. You think you are saving money because the word Walmart is on the building, but you are being funneled into spending more per item because the true budget alternatives were stripped from the shelves before you even walked through the door. It is the ultimate illusion of choice, executed by a retail empire that knows exactly how to maximize profit per square foot at the expense of working families. Turning the tables on the convenience cartel, and now, what it was worth watching all the way through for. We have spent enough time digging through the corporate muck, so let us talk about the real alternatives that give your wallet a fighting chance. If you want to break free from the neighborhood markup loop, your first and most accessible line of defense is Aldi. Originally a German import but now firmly rooted across the United States with thousands of locations, Aldi has built its entire philosophy on a complete subversion of the traditional supermarket model. Instead of tricking you with high-margin items at eye level, Aldi focuses almost exclusively on its own exclusive private labels, which make up over 90% of the store. This means you are skipping the heavy marketing tax added by massive national brands. When you walk into an Aldi, the sensory experience is completely different from a cramped, frantic urban pharmacy or convenience market. The aisles are wide, uncluttered, and stripped of sensory overload. You do not see 50 varieties of the same olive oil. You see 2 high-quality options at a flat, transparent price. From a cost-per-serving standpoint, shopping here feels like a time machine. According to regular pricing studies by independent retail analysts, a standard basket of weekly grocery staples at Aldi consistently clocks in at 30 to 40% cheaper than national competitors and up to 50% cheaper than neighborhood convenience chains. The downside? You will not find 20 different brands of your favorite potato chips, and you need to bring a quarter to unlock your shopping cart. But for raw, unfiltered grocery value, it is an unbeatable everyday option. If you have a bit more room in your monthly budget and want a store that balances absolute price efficiency with an almost cult-like focus on product quality, Trader Joe's is your destination. Owned by a completely separate branch of the same retail family heritage, Trader Joe's functions as a neighborhood grocery store that actually respects its community. Their corporate approach completely eliminates slotting fees, which are the hidden millions that big food conglomerates pay major retailers to secure prime eye-level shelf space. Because Trader Joe's refuses these bribes, they can curate their shelves based entirely on taste, safety, and price value. The practical experience of shopping at Trader Joe's is famous for a reason. The texture of their freshly baked organic breads, the taste of their specialized frozen meals, and the sheer quality of their daily essentials make convenience store equivalents taste like cardboard. When you analyze the math, their cost per use or serving on organic staples, real brie cheeses, and pantry essentials beats out local pharmacies and urban mini-marts by a landslide. They do not run fake loyalty programs or complicated app gimmicks. The price on the shelf is the genuine price for everyone. The clear drawback here is availability, as their locations are heavily focused on urban and suburban centers, meaning you might have to drive past 3 predatory convenience stores to get to one. But if you have access to a Trader Joe's, it represents the ideal middle ground for an affordable, high-quality household shop. For the absolute pinnacle of premium value, the undisputed champion is Costco. Operating on a strict membership model, Costco does not look at you as a target to bleed for high margins. They treat you as a subscriber. Their internal corporate charter famously caps their markup on any national brand at 14% and on their own private label, Kirkland Signature, at 15%. To put that in perspective, a neighborhood pharmacy or express market frequently marks up its convenience items by 80 to over 100% when you buy a massive block of Kirkland Signature cheddar cheese or a bulk pack of organic olive oil. You are receiving laboratory-grade quality that routinely beats out high-end gourmet boutique brands in blind taste tests, but at a fraction of the cost per ounce. The financial reality of Costco is a long-term investment. Yes, spending $200 upfront on a bulk haul feels heavy in the moment, but when you look at the cost per serving over a 3-month period, it makes neighborhood convenience shopping look like financial sabotage. It is a premium strategy that requires storage space and an upfront membership fee, but it completely breaks the corporate dependency cycle. The playbook for smart shoppers, too. Ensure you never fall victim to the convenience store pricing trap again. You need a concrete set of rules to guard your finances. Here is your operational playbook for navigating any store shelves on your own terms. First, get into the absolute habit of checking the unit price on the shelf tag, not just the retail price. Big retail chains love to advertise a lower total price on a smaller package to make a product look cheap. But when you look at the cost per ounce or per 100 grams, you realize you are paying double for less product. Second, beware of any label reading exclusive local selection or urban compact size. This is corporate shorthand for an elevated pricing baseline where the cheapest budget items have been intentionally removed to force you into buying premium versions. Third, never assume that a loyalty app or store card discount is saving you money. Run a quick mental comparison against a standard supermarket baseline. Very often, a loyalty app discount simply drops an artificially inflated neighborhood price back down to a normal fair price. Fourth, always reach to the back of the shelf for fresh items like bread, milk, and meat. Neighborhood mini-marts rely heavily on first-in, first-out stock rotation, meaning the short-dated items expiring tomorrow are pushed right to the front to catch hurried shoppers. Fifth, avoid purchasing non-dairy staples, basic oils, or household paper goods at a neighborhood pharmacy. These items carry the absolute highest convenience markups in the retail industry, often double what you would pay at an Aldi or Walmart supercenter. Sixth, if you use rapid delivery grocery apps, cross-reference the item prices directly with the main store website. Many services fulfill orders from specialized small-footprint urban branches rather than regional hubs, compounding hidden markups beneath the flat delivery fee. When we step back and look at the entire retail landscape, the conclusion is clear. The convenience store industry is no longer built around helping communities. It is an optimization engine designed to exploit your lack of time or lack of transportation. By subtly shifting store formats, manipulating shelf inventory, and masking premiums behind loyalty programs, massive corporations extract hundreds of extra dollars a year from everyday household budgets. The single shift in thinking you need to protect your finances is simple. Treat convenience as a paid luxury service, not a standard grocery option. Thank you for watching this investigation all the way through to the end. If you want to help protect your friends and family from being quietly fleeced, share this video with them right now. Especially that friend who buys all their weekly snacks at the corner pharmacy, or an older relative who relies on the nearest local market. I want to hear from you directly in the comments section. Which of these neighborhood store brands is sitting on your street corner right now, and have you noticed the markup? If you want to see our next deep dive into the hidden